because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
What's up? Welcome to Idiotbox Television. Yep, so we're going to be talking about what is the census and why is it important. Yep, my name is VP.
Troy Everett.
Yep. And I also forgot to say that we're in episode 65.
Yes, we are on episode 65. We appreciate everybody logging on today. We weren't here last week. We didn't do too much of promoting because we had a food hangover. So we hope everybody's holiday was good.
Yeah.
We had a good time with family and friends. So did you eat plenty of stuffing and turkey and all that good stuff, Sharif?
Oh, yes, we ate good. We ate so good, and we was with the family and friends, and it was beautiful. We had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Good.
but I missed one thing though.
What's
I didn't get no chili this year.
Ugh.
And I eat them once a year. But I'll tell you what, they cost so much now, $35, $40 for a little bit. So when you cut them down, it's small. So I guess I missed out on this one.
Ugh. Chitlins. We gotta stop eating that garbage, man. I know everybody might be not happy that I say that, but I never liked chitlins.
You never did.
I don't think never liked
I have
chitlins.
hot sauce.
And a lot of my family members, we didn't eat chitlins.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
So, first time I had chitlins, I think I was about 20 years old. Ugh. Ugh. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I'm cleaning the chitlins. I'm like, oh, okay. Cleaning them.
Yep, I wanted to say to let everyone know, the audience know that Dwemer is on vacation right now and he's joining the stuff. So it's gonna be me and Troy right now talking about the census.
Yeah, we're talking about the census, and we got two other topics we're gonna talk about. We appreciate everybody coming on. Roll call. Where y'all tuning in from?
Roll call.
So make sure. Hey, Sheena, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for coming on.
Always on supporting. We appreciate you. Also, make sure you share. Let your friends know about it. And again, we're just coming off vacation, and I know that everybody is. We didn't promote much this week, so we'll get back on it next week. Get you guys a heads up and let you know what's going on for next week. But the first question or the subject is I would like to ask is with everything, with all this inflation and everything, how much do you guys plan on spending for the holidays?
Oh, spending for the holiday.
Yeah, what's your budget for the holidays?
Yeah, for the holiday, I don't have a budget like that, but every now and then I'll have a budget. It's just different every year. I like to what I do is I help family in need. Yep, and also we do everything different as far as like the adult foster home. I give them food and some people that need money for the bills and stuff. That help them get all the stress out of them to the holiday.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I think that's what the holidays are about, is and we kind of got away from it. Everybody's looking to receive something, but the holidays is you're supposed to be helping people out. What's up, D Spain? Daryl Spain, the owner of Easy Streams Television.
Oh
If you
yeah.
guys want to cut that cord on cable, make sure you hit up Daryl, man, because that's a great product, man. Really good product. He said he made a turkey breast in the Instapot, injected with Cajun seasoning, and covered the outside with teriyaki sauce. I've got an Instapot. That Instapot
Oh,
is something else, man. It's a
oh.
pressure cooker. It's a pressure cooker,
Not the cook-
and I know that chicken or that turkey breast in that Instapot, what he's talking about, was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, it sounds good too.
It
Wow.
doesn't.
I would
It
like to try one. Try some.
yeah, that Instapot is an amazing thing, man. It doesn't. I've done ribs in this Instapot, and this is hey, we should get them as a sponsor. That Instapot is good, man. It's all the juices stay in it. It pressure cooks it, and it cooks it fast, really
And cook some
fast.
bad too.
Oh yeah,
No.
you could put a frozen chicken in there, and it's done in like 20, 30 minutes, man. It's
Wow.
yeah. He said it was
Oh,
fire.
that's what's up. That's what's up. That
Uh,
sounds good.
Yeah, so yeah, Sheena, get with Daryl again. Easy Streams Television, man. We've been promoting this since we started. I have one. Drummer has one. I get to watch all the basketball, all the football, all the pay-per-views.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
every yeah. So every what do you call it? Premium television station like HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Epix. The list goes on. There's 4,000 channels. There's 4,000 channels. There's a channel that just plays old. If you want to watch, I don't know, what was one of your favorite shows back in the day, Sharif?
My favorite shows, man, I like Martin. Martin was one of my favorite shows, and I liked it.
Excellent.
About Fonzie. You know, I love watching Fonzie too. You know,
Yeah.
and
So they have something that's called I forgot what it was called, but it's a channel. So you can go in there and it'll play just Happy Days.
Happy
Every
Days.
episode, and
That's
that's
another
all it
one.
plays over and over, no commercials. Every episode, my wife always has Good Times on in the television
Good
in the
time.
bedroom. Yeah, and it's playing all the time. Every episode, it is absolutely amazing. Yeah, Drummer's whole family is on it.
Wow.
It has live TV and more. So if I want to know what's going on in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I can go to the local Grand Rapids station and watch local television in Grand Rapids. If I
Okay.
want to watch local television in South Carolina, it has all the local television stations on this thing. It's absolutely amazing. So you guys, Daryl was in there. He's making comments. Click on him, friend him, and he'll get you hooked up.
Okay. Live TV. Okay.
Yeah, it's got
That's
live
what you
TV
call
more.
live
It's
TV.
got yeah,
Live TV.
it's got absolutely everything.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, we didn't promote this show today. People probably didn't even know we were on today. But again, we'll get back on it. Make sure you share the video. But yeah, we want to know how much you guys are going to spend. You know, it, the holidays are the happiest and the saddest times of the year because everybody, is trying to go out there and buy things, and it's a struggle sometimes. So
Yeah.
we want to know how much you guys plan on spending uh, for your Christmas gifts this year.
You know, there are some families spend a lot, and there are some families that don't spend a lot. You know, and there are some families that don't have a lot. You know, so those are the ones I like to give to,
Right.
especially if they have kids. Especially if they got
Yeah,
kids.
definitely if they have kids. I mean, there's a lot. There's it's really hard. For you got single mothers out there, single parents, single dads, um, and they may have 3 or 4 children. It's hard to buy presents for every child. I mean, it's hard to buy groceries right now. So,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that need some assistance.
yeah, and sometimes it's also hard to buy a big game for a group of kids that they might fight over.
Yeah, I didn't. I used to. So when the Nintendo first came out, I didn't have a Nintendo. But my cousins did, and they lived down the streets. The Burnses, Danny Burns, all
Yeah.
those guys. So
Okay.
I'd have to sit. They had a little basement in the wintertime. We'd go down there, and everybody was playing Mario Brothers, and you had to wait your turn with everybody else that's playing this game. So there's all the kids from the neighborhood were down there waiting their turn to play, and then when you die, you're done. You got to wait another 2 hours to play.
Yeah. Back in the day, in my time, when I had a Atari, then and I ended up bought was it a Nintendo was next, right? And then I
Yep.
ended up, and my cousin didn't have much, so I gave him my Atari game. You know, gave him my
Yeah.
Atari. You know, for Christmas. Yep.
So Daryl, before you log on, you said you're gonna be on next week. Maybe we'll have you come on live. I'm gonna give you a call, man. You have you online so you can describe, Easy Streams TV. Before you log off, real quick, let us know how much you plan to spend on Christmas, yeah, or the holidays this year. And a lot of people, just don't have it. I know we're putting a cap on it this year because there's other things that that we want to do. I mean, you got Black Friday, you got Cyber Monday. People are spending money just to spend money.
You know what? The deal don't look like the deal to me. 40% off. But not a good deal.
Oh, he's going to be in St. Croix pushing the Fire Stick. So, yeah, he's going international. He's going international with his business. That's good. We're going to continue supporting him. Everybody, make sure if you want this. I mean, the service is could quickly before you leave, put up the pricing for the service too, because it's dead cheap. It is cheap. I mean, I just gave him $100, $120, I think, and I'm covered for the next couple of months with all the stations. So go ahead and
So,
he's got a special that's going on. Put that up there, Daryl, so we can get that out to the masses, and they can watch it on the replay too.
that's what's up. So it doesn't matter what type of Wi-Fi you have. Just no.
Nope, nope. As long as you have Wi-Fi, Some people, depending on your phone, I know that my uncle has it and he streams it off his phone. As long as he has a Wi-Fi connection, he streams it right off his phone, and it works really good. Oh, they try to help you, but the place is St. Croix is pushing the Fire Stick. But they try to help you, but the prices are inflated. Oh, so he's not going to St. Croix, but he is international. He's got people over in Korea, soldiers that have it, so they can watch what's going on back home. So it's really good. Any device, any fire device, and not an iPhone or iPads, but other devices. Um, I'm not certain, but some televisions that use the Android platform, I think he can put it on that too. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Daryl.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
okay.
talking about the we're talking about the platform that he has. You don't have to have just the Fire Stick. Some televisions, you can put it on some televisions, smart TVs too,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Instead of iPad and instead of iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone and iPads, it
They
don't
can't.
work well on
It
them.
don't work well on them. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, and the prices, Xmas gifts are inflated. So he's talking about the Christmas gifts and everything, all
Yeah.
those sales that you see. So they mark it up 200%. They
Like,
mark everything up 200%, and then give you a 50% discount off the 200%. So you're not saving any money. You're
no,
not saving any money.
not saying
You have
anyway.
you really have to be careful on those sales.
You know what? You know what's crazy is I went to Myers and I tried to buy me some letters. I mean some signs, and that when they got me a letter, so I thought I would get a hold of one that would be cheaper, and it's small. It's small now. And even with the block YouTube, they used to have them big, but now they only have a couple of them, couple of them
Yeah.
together. So they make them small. Everything is
Yeah,
smaller now, and they price.
everything.
Wow.
Oh, it does work. Let me take that back. It does. It works on iPad and iPhones. It does work on iPads and iPhones.
Okay.
So if you have an iPad or an iPhone, his platform does work on
That's
that.
what.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
So definitely, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna be watching holiday movies all month long.
Oh, that's great. The holiday movie.
Yeah, yeah, we're putting a cap on it because there's some other things that we want to do. We've got grandchildren and children. We're not going to spend a lot of money on gifts this year.
You know.
Um,
To me, I think that for the holiday, spending time together is very important. You know.
yeah, yeah, that's one thing that I think we got away from is what is the true meaning of the holidays. Everybody's going crazy about, you look on the news and everybody's talking about how much money is going to be spent during the holidays. And that's like, dang, man, it's messed up. Daryl said he's going to do one gift per kid.
One gift per kid.
That's a good idea. So what if that kid asked for a Bentley?
People got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Everything's gone up.
So what if that kid asked for a car?
I ain't got that money. Man, I'll tell you what, they probably have to get a loan and they have to pay for it.
You'll get it started, huh? Yeah, I'll get it started, but you're going to have to pay for this Christmas gift. Yeah, ain't no cars this way.
Man.
But we want to start to buy land and property. That's one thing that we have decided for the next couple of years is to start investing in real estate.
Yeah.
He said they won't get it if they ask for a car. They won't get it.
But they'll get it. They'll find a way to get a PlayStation.
Yeah, the PlayStations, they're plenty out there. Another thing that I wanted to quickly before we go to our next subject, one thing I wanted to say is that we want to start to share our platform. So if anybody out there has any ideas on creating a show like this and would like to utilize the platform on Idiotbox Television, whether it's a cooking show, a spiritual show, a young person show, we really want to diversify the content that we have on the station or on our platform. So we want to diversify. If you know anybody that's interested in doing something like this, please let them get in contact with us and we'll help them put it together.
Oh, yeah.
We'll help them produce the show because we want to increase the content that we create on Idiotbox Television. So they can email us, or if you know us personally, just give us a call.
That would be a good opportunity. Good opportunity.
Great opportunity.
Yes.
Also, don't forget to check out the Blacklist, where you can find Daryl's company and several other companies. It's a subsidiary of Idiotbox where we promote small businesses.
That'll be a good one too.
Yeah, Daryl says podcasts are on the rise. Yeah, I mean they are on the rise, and one thing that I've learned is I'm doing contract work for a company that does fantasy football and betting statistics. This company has and they have 24 employees, and the company is worth it makes $1.4 million a year just off of content creation for the sponsors and everything like that. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with the podcast. The more content that you have, you set up your own. You can set up your own network. Just about. It is absolutely amazing.
About other podcasts too. And we learn from different things.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own opinion, they do it in their own way.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one of the reasons we started it. We wanted to have a public forum where people come on and talk, and just have an open mic, really, where people can talk about the subject matters that we haven't had or subjects that they want to have. But we really like to get younger kids involved, have them, deal with some of the subject matter that they deal with, because the stuff we deal with, they don't have to deal with that.
Yep. We also gonna do the a half hour, so that would be great. Anybody can come on and we
Hmm.
can talk with you one on one. No,
Yep,
I can be there and talk to you, or Toy can be there and talk to you, and or Drummer can be there and talk to you,
yep.
or we can talk to each other one by one.
Yep, it's going to be called the Royal Court, King's Holding Court. So that's the name of the new show that's coming up. It's only going to be 30 minutes long. We're going to invite all kinds of different people on that show too, just so we can generate more content. That's one thing that makes podcasting, or what we're doing, if for those of you who want to do it, is the content and how much content you generate. We do one show a week. That's not enough content to generate. So we're going to go ahead and start opening up the platform for other content creators.
Yep. So if you guys have an idea or anything that y'all want to talk about or you want to share with, if you want to talk to me about it or Toy about it or Drummer about it, we can be one on one on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
For you to help the platform.
Hmm.
Yep.
And then if you like it, you can have your own show. I would really like to get 3 people. If you
Three.
know, yeah, I would like to have a show called, maybe not. Yes, I would. I would like to see a Christian pastor, a Jewish rabbi, and a Muslim talking about
Ooh.
how similar each belief is. That would be an amazing show.
Ooh.
Hey, Miss Jones, she made it on.
Oh,
Your son is on a cruise ship right now, so he wasn't able to make it. But I'm glad that you were able to make it. I hope you had a happy holidays.
yep. Happy holiday. Yep. I didn't make it either.
But yeah, that would be a pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool concept.
Wow, that would be
Um,
pretty deep. People want
yeah,
to know different things about the Lord or the way they believe, the way they
right.
believe. Yeah.
So the next subject, we're gonna go ahead and get to the next subject real quick.
Yep.
Um, and this one, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I'm gonna put up a picture real quick. Uh, so this is, if you can see the captions at the bottom. This is Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, shown in 1957, standing to prevent 6 black teens from entering his high school in North Little Rock. That's Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. What do
Wow.
you think about that?
Wow, man, man. You know what? I know we've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but yeah, they messed with Kyrie, so but I feel some type of way. That's independent, you know. And Cowboy, the owner was Jerry Jones. Wow, I didn't know that. I'm
Yeah,
just now seeing this the first time I've seen this. But yeah, that's deep. But I have to be careful what you say too. But at the same time, I don't know. He's a good role model, but it's just this moment he's just angry. He's just angry because they're trying to play basketball and they're trying to show love with basketball. But
yeah,
it's just his opinion.
yeah. So Lachey Malloy says, "Hey, how you doing? Where's Mr. Malloy at? I sent him a message on his Facebook. Hopefully he's watching. Keep your head up, brother. We're still here with you. Keep your head up. And justice for Jalen. Do not forget." But yeah, that's definitely interesting. So Jerry Jones, the previous show, if you guys watched the replay, we talked about how bad they got on Kyrie Irving for promoting a anti-Semitic movie. And if you guys watch the movie, and this is the thing, if you search online anywhere, you cannot find the anti-Semitic part of the movie. They quoted Hitler in the movie, but they quoted Hitler. Okay, that's a bad thing in itself. But there was a publication that Hitler put out. Presumably, he may have or may not have put it out. That's the only part of that movie that I thought could be construed as anti-Semitic. And what he said, what Hitler said, supposedly, now this, I haven't found this in history books or anything in that, but supposedly I've heard the story. So it's kind of like hearsay. It's not proven. Hitler said the true Jews were black people. So that's one thing they put in the documentary. But the rest of it is facts. The rest of it is, I watched the whole 3 hours. I watched it over like 5 different times. But it's a very interesting,
Yeah.
very, very interesting
I
movie.
tried to watch it myself. I couldn't find it. No, I tried to watch it, but
Spooled kid, he says. He says, Troy, none of them really respect us. No, they don't. And that you're absolutely correct. They don't respect black people. I mean, Kyrie went through the ringers for just promoting something. You know, he didn't say he agreed with it. He didn't. You know, they really he got a really big backlash from that. And here's Jerry Jones protesting black kids from going. You know, he's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and Daryl is a big Cowboys fan. Well, sorry for you, Daryl. Well, I guess being a Cowboys fan is better than being a Lions fan, man. Because
I'm
being
a
a
Lions
Lions fan is
fan.
rough.
Are you a Lions fan too?
Yeah.
Okay, I am. Okay, I am a big Lions fan. Yeah.
Daryl says, but I know the owner or any billionaire is racist in their own way. Yeah, he's probably so. Probably so. And black, white, yellow, green, whatever. That's a but dang, but he's dealing in. But you think about it, he's dealing in human. One thing that I looked at when I'm doing these shows, right? So what fantasy football is you get your team, you build your team just like an owner. So some of the episodes are called buy, sell, and trade. What are you buying and selling and trading? You're buying and selling and trading these players, and it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You're actually buying and selling.
Trading and everything.
Yeah.
That's like
She's a Cowboys fan. She's a Cowboys fan as well, and I have always thought Jerry was subtle hits of racism, of course. Yeah, look what they're trying to do for Kanye for exposing the truth. Yeah, we talked about that the 2 shows before, Daryl, and um, he's one thing that people get really upset about is calling it anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic this or he's anti-Semitic that. Um, you know, I guess everything is subjective nowadays. Not objective, but subjective. I didn't see anything wrong with what he said, but then again, you know, I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish, so I don't.
kind of yeah. I don't know. I saw him do an interview with his costume on. You know, so I saw a little piece. I didn't really watch the whole thing.
Yeah, he's under fire about that, and I don't know. Some of the stuff he says is true. I mean, yes, there's Jewish people in every walk of, you know, uh, in different positions across the world, whether it's banking, whether it's, you know, plumbing, just like there's black people in all these professions. But the number of those people, I sound racist, the number of Jews in the entertainment industry uh, there's a lot. There's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that are of Jewish backgrounds. If you just think about a lot of the stars out there that get Adam Sandler, you know, you look at Adam Sandler, you look at uh, um, um, Ben Stiller. You look at uh, there's a lot of actors that are out there that are of Jewish descent. They get a break. They get to break into the business easily. Just like Farrakhan, you can never call them a liar. Okay, yeah, right. Yep, yeah, they
Okay.
own it.
Very good.
They definitely own Hollywood entertainment, even the music that's pushed out to our black youth. Look at Def Jam. Who really ran Def Jam? You had Russell Siemens. You had Leo Cohen, who was a Jew, um, and they had a good relationship. But now in the music industry, who's writing up the contracts? Our young black men are signing these contracts, and they're pumping out a bunch of garbage that we don't need in our community.
Well, the thing that they talk about, is not gonna learn from it, but it's just all negative, and they go against each other.
Yeah, I mean, you got these beefs, even starting back with Biggie and Tupac. The East Coast and West Coast beef that sold millions and millions of records, and both of them people lost their lives due to the media blowing that out of proportion. And that's one thing that when I'm going back to the Jerry Jones thing, LeBron James said, "Hey, he says I got to ask you a question." He was in a press conference after a game, I believe it was. I got to ask you a question. You guys haven't said anything to me or asked me any questions about Jerry Jones. When Kanye did this, it was all over the news. It was on the ticker, and he was just putting something out there trying to find his roots. He said, he said, but now this thing with Jerry Jones, I didn't get not one question about it. Where's the same energy? And that's what it is. And I think Daryl
You know,
Daryl
yeah,
said they don't respect us.
yeah, yeah, that's ridiculous. Yep, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, yep,
Yeah, so Daryl's from New York. He knows Leo ran it, and Russell was the front man. So Russell was the creative, right? So he took the and Leo Cohen. We're talking about Def Jam, one
Def
of the
Jam.
most one of the most successful record labels in hip hop history. Def Jam
Yep,
signed everybody that was at that time in the golden age of hip hop. Had everybody: Run DMC, LL Cool J, DMX.
yep.
Uh, I'm not going to say Jay Z, but he was a subsidiary of Def Jam.
It
Everybody, the Onyx, the
came
list
out
goes, yeah, the list goes on and on. Cameron, everybody was signed to Def Jam. Def Jam
huge.
was huge.
Yes.
It put hip hop on the map. But again, a lot of those guys didn't get paid.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't make it. He said they didn't make it.
Well, they made it, but they didn't get paid.
Yeah, they didn't get paid. So that's why right now all the younger ones are like, I'm gonna work for myself. So they're working
Yep.
for themselves, and they're independent. So they built their own band and making their own money.
That's Daryl makes a great point here. He said nobody tried to cancel Kanye when he said slavery was a choice. Remember that he went on that show and he said, "Yeah, slavery was a choice," which it wasn't a choice. We all know that. Nobody tried to cancel him then. So Kanye says a lot of things that are. He says a lot of things a lot of people want to say but don't. He might not articulate it in the way it's just a stream of consciousness. He just talks, and it's a stream of consciousness. And when it comes to his mind, he spits it out. It might not be put in context correctly, but if you weed through it, he makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Kanye. Nobody tried to cancel him when they talked about slavery. That is absolutely correct. They talk about a Holocaust. That's the worst Holocaust in human history. Not to compare, not to compare the atrocities of one people to the next, or the bad things that happen to one person to the next, but the Atlantic slave trade is the worst Holocaust in human history. millions, millions of Africans were killed in this slave trade. Yes, he is brilliant. Kanye is brilliant. You got to think about this guy coming from the south side of Chicago, doing what he's done. I think Kanye is a very intelligent, very smart person. I mean, don't believe I don't believe a lot of some of the stuff he says.
But
Some of it's
sometimes,
crazy.
sometimes it's almost off the wall, you know. But
Yeah, sometimes it's
it
crazy.
comes back.
But yeah, but Daryl makes a point. He said nobody tried to cancel him. Nobody tried to cancel him when he said that, right? And also, he also said something that was really, 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 really. Do you remember when Hurricane Katrina came on and he was live on television with Mike Myers, and he said, "Bush don't like black people." Do you remember
Come
that?
on the stage.
No, he was on Hurricane Katrina. There was Hurricane Katrina came by. I remember all those people were stuck in Louisiana and they were on the roofs and everything, and
Yeah,
they were doing a show about it, and him and Mike Myers, another actor, were on, and it went live, and it showed Kanye West. He was supposed to read the teleprompter, what was on the teleprompter. He was supposed to read it, and he didn't. He just said, he said, George Bush don't like black people, and they cut it real quick.
yeah. Well,
Let's see what Daryl says. I knew when he was still a ghostwriter. Oh yeah, Kanye was talented as a ghostwriter. Uh, he didn't. Yep, he didn't care. He didn't care what he said about Bush. Yeah, and Daryl said Mike Myers had the most crazy look on his face. Yeah. So when Kanye said it, Mike Myers, the actor, looked at him like he couldn't believe what he said, and they cut it. That's classic. You have to go look that up. You guys haven't ever seen that, but yeah, Kanye. We honestly we need more people like Kanye. Kanye, you think about it, he's conservative in some ways, but he's liberal in other ways. I mean, uh, he's been telling people about Balenciaga. That I'm not sure if you heard about that, Sharif, but Balenciaga is a high fashion clothing line that posted pictures of children with pedophilia. Um, I forgot what they're called. They're like these bears, sex bears or whatever. They're dressed up as imps, or I think that's what they call them. Help me out there, people. I forgot what they're called.
and
But
those
it was
people are the two. People are the two.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's been trying to tell people that there's a lot of craziness out there, and he doesn't want his children involved in it. Um, I forgot what they're, but it's called Balenciaga. So basically, these pictures were subjectively telling you that pedophilia, sex with children, is a good thing. Yeah, it's a new it was a new campaign. They had children looking, there's a whole bunch of stuff around them. They're looking sad, and each child had these bears, and this bear represented, um, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But these bears represented S&M, like sex slaves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they're under heat for that. Um, yeah.
Never seen that.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. But he's been saying that all along. He's been saying, "Hey, I don't want my children dressing in a certain way." He wants his kids to go to church. He wants his kids to know who God is and Jesus is. So he's conservative in one way, and then he's and liberal in other ways. And people get mad at him when he has a White Lives Matter T-shirt on. People get mad at him when he wore the Trump hat. People got mad at him.
The Trump hat. Yep.
So people got mad at him, man. You don't have to agree with this guy's ideas. That's just his ideas. But The guy is brilliant. Every time he's about to drop an album or he wants some publicity, you're talking about Kanye. Yeah, Lachey said she saw that. It was very disturbing. Yeah, it's very disturbing. I mean, Balenciaga is a multi-billion-dollar clothing line, and they put that out there freely. So now they're supposed to be suing the person that created this campaign. Yeah, they're trying to sue the people that, excuse me, that created the campaign, which is it's bull. That's bullshit. That stuff has to be approved by marketing agents, lawyers. Everybody has seen these pictures and this before it was even put out. So when you have a company like that, things have to be checked off and made sure they knew what they were putting out there, and it had to do with pedophilia, sex with children. So if anybody I see is wearing a Balenciaga shirt, T-shirt, boots, I'm slapping the shit out of you. I'm just gonna slap the shit out of you. That's what you should do. Incite violence against people who are wearing these shirts. Yes, it is bull. It is bull, Lachey. Absolute bullshit. But yeah, we don't support that stuff. But that's what the rappers are wearing. That's where a lot of the people who have made it has a lot of money. That's what they wear.
Yep.
Your boy Floyd wears it too.
Now, that's the generation thing for them.
Yeah. All right. So our last subject, we got about 15 minutes here. Oh, look what we got. I join you in slapping the shit out of him. Thank you, Art. We got Art on the box. I really appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I'm glad you guys made it in. We didn't promote this episode very much, so we got really low participation. But next week we'll be back on it. We'll definitely be back on it. But yeah, Art, that's some sick stuff, man. There's a lot of sick stuff going on. Daryl said a bunch of consumers. Sheeple, we call them sheeple. Just follow the crowd. Sheikh says, I work for an advertising agency and they approve everything down to the color period at the end of the sentence. You're absolutely correct. The color scheme. They have to check off the color scheme. They look at it, like she said, if you're looking at the wording and the phrasing, make sure it lines up with the brand standards. Because every company has what's called a brand standard. And you got a whole team of people. HR is looking at it. You got creatives looking at it. You got lawyers looking at this kind of stuff before you even put it out to the public. So that company knew exactly what they were putting out there. And yes, go blue. You had to put that out there. Yeah, Michigan beats Ohio State.
Oh, that's right. Michigan did a good job.
Yeah, did a great job. So they're number 2. Georgia is number 1. Ooh.
So that's going to be for the playoff.
That's
the championship.
So they got this week. They have the Big Ten championship. I think they play Iowa or Purdue. Somebody. Purdue.
Yeah.
For the Big Ten championship, they win that. More than likely, they're going to go on to the playoffs. So I don't know who's ranked what. All I know is they're number 1 and number 2. Ohio State is no longer in the running. Yes, Purdue.
Purdue. Yep, Purdue.
But that Georgia team is that's going to be a rough one. That's going to be a rough one. If they can do the clock management and run the ball, they got the running back is hopefully he's healed by the time. Yeah, hopefully he's healed. But the other fill-in, he did a great job. Broke off two long touchdown runs. It was a great game. It was a great time for the Blue Nation.
Yeah, the regular game. Yep. Yeah, the regular game.
Okay, so the last subject matter, I'm going to go ahead and play this video right quick. This is what we want to talk about. We'll talk about the census.
Beginning in March, the U.S. Census Bureau will invite households across the country to participate in the 2020 census. But what is the census? Simply put, the census is a head count of every person living in the United States. To be sure the government represents the people, the U.S. Constitution requires a population count every 10 years. Ever since 1790, the census has determined the number of seats each state receives in the U.S. House of Representatives. It is, and always has been, a cornerstone of our democracy. We still use it to determine representation, but leaders also use the data to make decisions. Your response helps guide planning for the future of our communities. The 2020 census will help inform decisions on how billions of dollars are allocated annually for critical public services like roads, schools, hospitals and healthcare clinics, fire and emergency response services, and hundreds of other programs. In 2020, for the first time, you'll be able to complete the census online, by phone, or by mail. It asks a few simple questions, like how many people live in your home on April 1st, including their age and sex, and if there are any children living there. You should know that by law, all census responses are completely confidential, and your personal information cannot be shared with any law enforcement agencies. Every person counts, no matter who you are or where you live. So whether your family has participated for decades or the 2020 census will be your first, we all have a role in shaping the future of our country.
Yeah, so that's what we want to talk about today is the census, and it's really important. I mean, a lot of us go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldog.
So
Bulldog. So, uh, the
she said, "Go Bulldogs." You're from Michigan. That's blasphemy. Don't ever say that again. But anyways, the census, yeah, I think the census is very important when it comes to allocating funds to areas that need it. I know that me being ignorant to what the census was, I was really rude for years to those people that came and knocked on my door. Were you, Sharif?
man, you know what? This is very interesting right here because I never really knew exactly what it was, and the real reason, why they have a census is because it helps the government to know where the money is going, and,
Hmm.
and they need to know how many people in the United States to help schools and hospitals, roads, and other things too.
Yeah,
And it also helps how it helps how to fund the community.
yeah. And it also has a lot of data. So if you go, I'm a data driven person. So if you go on there and you look at the data that they collect from the United States of America, I mean, from who has businesses, the median income for different ethnic people. It has all of this data. It shows, and me being a black man, sometimes I go on the data to look to see how we are doing as a people, and it'll show you that we're behind in a lot of areas when it comes to these data, when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to business, when it comes to median income of the black family. Yeah, we're behind in a lot of these situations, and there's so much data on there that you can look up, and it's very informative. Oh, she did say she was just kidding. Okay, as long as you were just kidding, but that's not funny. That's not funny. You moved to Georgia. I bet you go outside and say go dogs. I don't know. You guys,
You
you're
know,
suspect.
you know. Now they have to do it every 10 years.
10
Every 10
years,
years.
right?
And the last one was in 2020. The next one will be 2030. No, and everybody that live in their house, right, and they get when they get that form about the census, you have to fill it out of every person that you have. I'm talking
Right.
about every human being that lived with you or whatever. You have to count them all,
Excuse me.
but you don't have to. You have to put your pet in there. The pets don't count.
Yeah,
But
that's
every human being has to be put in there. And there's another thing too. If you do a farm, that's $5,000 to $10,000. Fine. So you gotta make sure you put everybody in there, include everybody in there, so they can count the number of the people in the United States.
right. Yeah, and so there's a lot of stuff that goes on, a lot of data. Um, Turn my do not disturb. Got a new phone. A lot of data that's going in there, and not only that, but it also shows how many representatives uh, in in the government that are in that particular area. Now, I don't too much care for this because then there's more representatives, more seats in the House, more division. That's one thing I don't like about it. But the census has been around since it's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution to count people to make sure that you're represented in the House and the Senate correctly. So they take the numbers of all the people in this particular area. Maybe there needs to be another seat in Florida or California because of the population growth, so they could be represented correctly. I don't think we need any more seats in the Congress or the Senate. There's already too many seats. Um, Too many seats. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah, there's another thing too about the homeless people. The homeless
Yeah.
people, they have people that don't have IDs, and they don't be counted, you know,
Hmm.
and some of them have to be involved with something like the program in order for them to be census, you know. So
Right.
that's some there, that's in there, and some of them not in there, But like back in the day, they need including Mexicans back in the day.
Right.
And then that was years ago, and then they include them in there too. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. So Thomas Jefferson directed the first census in 1790, as required by the U.S. Constitution. So it's required by the U.S. Constitutions. So the census has been taken every 10 years thereafter. So since 1790, the census every 10 year uh, has been taken. In 1840, the Census Act authorized the established of centralized Census Office. So now there's a Census Office where all this data goes in, and it's public information. You can go on here and you can research whatever you want when it comes to the United States. Um, Educators use it. There's surveys on here, the economic census, international programs. Uh, and there's so much data on here, you can absolutely get lost. There's maps that'll show you, you know, economic disparities between cities and counties. There's just so much on here. It's a really good resource.
Yep, yep. Um, also, it was the files got burned a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear it. Thank you for correcting me on that, Ryan. You are absolutely correct. The seat of number of representatives won't change. The Senate determines where it's broken up. The Senate will always be two per state. You're right. You're correct. It just well, like you said, this is how they do gerrymandering. is, is they count everybody and say, okay, we need. Anyway, that's another show. He said I'd use it to help find ancestors. So there's so much data on here. I mean, it's a good It's an absolutely amazing site. If you have time, go on there and check it out. Yeah. So Sharif, he said he used it. He used it to find his ancestors, the census.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's data like I said, 1790. It's a huge, big data bank of our history. Everybody's.
Well, the big data.
Yep. Big data. Big data is good. So yeah, well, we didn't have our partner in crime for this episode. He's enjoying himself on a cruise ship out
Yep.
in the middle of some ocean.
Yep. All you can eat. And you're gonna gain some weight.
Yeah, I don't like cruises.
You don't?
No, I've never been on one. Don't want to be on one. Only way that I would be on a cruise, they have these huge rooms, right? They're like, I guess they're suites, but it's got a dinner table, it's got a refrigerator. There's a huge suites, but those things cost like $5,000.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, okay.
That's the only way I'd go on that ship, because there's no way that you're gonna put me in that little ass room.
Ain't no swimming pool in there on that boat.
Huh?
You ain't got no swimming pool in there.
Who?
The one you talking about? Did it have a swimming pool?
No. Like Carnival, all of the cruise lines, they have these huge suites that holds like 2 families. It's a huge suite. It has it's at the very top, I believe, but they're like $5,000. But it holds like 8 people. It's got 3 different rooms. It has an upstairs and a downstairs. It has a huge balcony, glass windows. You look out. It's absolutely amazing. That's the only way that you could get me on a cruise. That's the only way, is if I had one of those rooms.
Okay, why the room too small or something?
Yeah, man. You're in the middle. Those rooms are way too small, man. From what I've seen, they're smaller than hotel rooms. There's no way you're gonna put me on a boat and I can't see out the window.
It's almost like a closet in the bathroom. Yeah.
So I don't think this cruise has all you can eat turkey knuckles. Maybe in the future, when Sharif gets it off the ground, he could be a caterer to some of these turkey knuckles at sea. I don't know about that, but yeah, that's where he's at. We hope him and his wife and his family are having a good time.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah, so get out and do that. It's the holidays. Spend time with your loved ones. Kiss them. Tell them you love them.
Yep.
Because you always got to remember tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah. That's right. Yep. Have a good time. Yep.
Yeah. So it's about that time, Sharif. Why don't you do what you do?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for watching episode 65. That's something we learned today. Yep. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing.